No intro, we're jumping straight into this thing. This first clip was posted just a few days ago, filmed in the skies over Astana, Kazakhstan. Absolutely wild, right? And not a bad way to start. At first, it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at. It almost looks like a series of orange lights arranged in some kind of pattern. But if you look closer, they don't seem separate. It's almost like they're all part of something bigger that you can't fully see. Absolutely awesome, but also terrifying. As of now, there's no official explanation or even a statement from officials on what this might be. So what do you think? UFO or something explainable? This next clip was posted about a year ago on Reddit by a person who unfortunately, for whatever reason, deleted their account. At first, it looks like just a bright light hovering in place. No obvious blinking lights or anything like that. Nothing that suggests it's a plane. But watch the light. Whoa, it's like just there and then suddenly it starts fading and it's gone. It's as if it decides that it just has somewhere else to be and it just goes. Whatever this is, it doesn't look like something we normally see in the skies every day. Interestingly enough though, in the background if you look really closely, there is a small light which is most likely a typical plane. Seeing as it's so far and we can still see it, does that mean there is very little cloud cover? If that's the case, where the heck did our UFO go? Like, what? If I had to take a wild guess, maybe space, another dimension, or possibly it found someone that it wanted to probe. Who knows, but what do you think? Our next clip was also recorded about a year ago by someone driving down a highway in California. And unlike our last UFO, this one might not be alone. Now that is cool, almost like it came straight from a movie. At first, it just looks like a few lights in the distance, but watch how they move. They're not scattered, instead they're staying in formation. Definitely a lot more organized than I am most days. And they're moving fast, like way too fast to be just drifting. Honestly, now I'm wondering, are these separate objects or parts of the same thing? Because whatever this is, it clearly isn't random at all. And that just makes this even harder to explain. Many believe it's a genuine UFO, while others see those blinking lights and think it's some kind of man-made craft. Either way, if you saw this while you were driving on the highway, most likely it would turn you into a believer. This next clip was recorded in 2022 by a pilot flying over Colombia at around 12,500 feet. And according to him, that's when an object passed by his plane. Okay, this one is definitely different. And unlike plenty of UFO footage, it's not a light. You can actually make out a shape and watch how it moves. It just kind of drifts right by him. However, according to the pilot, it changed direction mid-flight more than once. Some people say it's just a balloon, while others believe it's a genuine UFO. And then there are some people calling it a flying turtle. I mean, I kind of see it. I get where they're coming from. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, but I see the vision. Kinda. This next video has been circulating online for years, and no one can seem to agree on where it actually came from. But what it shows is something a little more familiar. It's low to the ground, moving between the trees, and there's no visible propulsion. And on top of that, guys, it looks like it just came straight from the X-Files. Does it get any cooler than that? it's just gliding, and then it's just freaking gone. It just stops and then bam, straight up and it's gone. Many people say this is one of the most convincing UFO videos of all time, while others believe it to be a very well done hoax. Now, allow me to nerd out for just a moment. Well, more than I guess I already have. One of the most common arguments that I see online is that this person's reaction isn't genuine considering what they're witnessing. Alright, let me chime in on that. As a man who would be eaten by 99.9% of cryptids, excluding the squonk of course, because squonks are friends. Extraterrestrials are a completely different beast. They aren't something you can realistically get away from, unless they let you go. Think about it, they are way more advanced than us in ways we can't even imagine. Many believe they even have a way to manipulate time itself. So do you really think you can get away from something like that by running? Of course not. Heck, even I would ignore my inner screaming and get as much footage as I possibly could in case they decide probing isn't on the menu. Let's be real here, I'd 100% assume that I was about to get glassed or popped or turned into a mist or ash. Something like that. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Now, of course, I have no idea if this video is real or not, but what do you think? This next video was uploaded nearly 17 years ago, and it's been hotly debated ever since. And get this, it was filmed from inside a passenger plane, looking out the window. Look at that, it's literally right next to the plane, which is definitely not where you want unexpected company. You can even see the reflection of the camera in the window. Whatever this craft is, it's keeping pace. It's not passing by, it's choosing to stay with the plane. Many people have broken this video down frame by frame, layer by layer, trying to prove it's a hoax, while others believe this might be the most convincing sighting of all time. Either way, if that's real, it's a lot closer than most people would ever want to be to a UFO. Now, I've never been on a plane, and personally, I have my reasons. Look, I'm not scared of heights. I simply prefer the ground. That's it. Anyways, if I saw this outside my window, I can tell you right now, I guarantee it, I would have a heart attack right then and there. No shame, just the truth, and I think it's an acceptable reaction, all things considered. This next clip was recorded just days ago by drillers working in the Northwestern Territories of Canada. And what they captured doesn't really look like anything we've seen so far. Honestly, it's weird as heck.
Oh my god, bro, what is that?
I thought it was the moon, man.
What the
At first, it looks like a single object. But if you look closely, there's something behind it. There's this larger light in the foreground and a smaller one further back. So the question now is, are these two separate objects or part of the same thing? And the shape, it's not a clean circle, it almost looks angular. Honestly, it really looks a lot like Pac-Man. Or like one of these. Now, I have two ideas here. Maybe the smaller UFO in the background is projecting and creating that Pac-Man looking light as a form of communication. Or, and hear me out here, maybe it's charging a laser and it's about to glass the planet. Well, I mean, these guys posted the video, so I'm sure it's nothing to worry about, right? Whatever this is, it's hard to even define what exactly we're looking at. This next clip was reportedly captured in Mexico. Now, this one is just plain weird. It's awesome, it's cool, don't get me wrong, but it's just weird. I'm definitely looking forward to your take on it.
Lo miramos y se anda escondiendo y anda jugando atrás del árbol.
At first, it looks like a light or an orb overhead.
Ya subimos de la lámpara, ya subimos de la lámpara.
But then, it gets closer. It gets close enough to the point where you can see even more detail on it until it's right above them. This entire situation is something I personally would not handle well because honestly only one thing comes to mind here. Yeah, no thank you. What gets me is that you can actually see structure here. Lights, movement, multiple things happening at once on its surface. Again, what's interesting here is that the people recording don't seem overly panicked given the situation, which is why many people say that it feels like a hoax, while others believe that's exactly what makes it feel authentic. Either way, whatever that is, it's directly above them, and in my mind, they either get lasered or worse, they get abducted, probed, experimented on. Yeah, once again, no thank you. But what's your take? This next clip was recorded off the coast of Bermuda in 2021. Now that is an interesting clip. At first, it looks like just a formation of lights in the sky. Multiple objects all holding position, but watch this one. What the heck? It moves at a position and then snaps right back. And it wasn't gradual either, it just corrects itself almost instantly. Kind of like it realized it messed up the formation and went, oh no, I gotta get back, nope, not today. Now the clip itself is very short, and unfortunately that makes it harder to fully verify. Because realistically, if something like this stayed in the sky, you'd expect more footage. So many think it's a hoax, but even with that, this clip is way too interesting to simply ignore. So what do you think it is? Our next video was recorded April 20th, 2011 in the Ivory Coast of Africa. And personally, I find this to be one of the most compelling because thousands of people looked up and saw the exact same thing. This wasn't just one person filming. This was seen by a crowd, and whatever it is, it doesn't look like a mechanical craft. It looks organic, like something alive. At the time, many believed it was something spiritual, identifying it as the Virgin Mary. Some saw it differently, calling it a UFO or some kind of interdimensional entity, while others considered it something man-made, linking it to theories like Project Bluebeam. I even remember watching one of these broadcasts with my family. This was not only my very first time seeing a UFO going viral online, it was also my first time understanding that extraterrestrials might not just be mechanical ships and tall gray beings. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it completely terrified me. I just can't help but wonder why this encounter isn't more relevant. This was captured by multiple people from multiple angles, was extremely popular online, and still fell out of the public eye. And even now, years later, no one can fully agree on what it was. But whatever people believe, it's one of the few sightings that I can't help but come back to repeatedly. I have no idea what this is, but I also know that I'll never forget it. Now, I have to ask, do you remember watching this video in 2011 as well? Maybe these flying objects are man-made. Maybe there's something we just don't fully understand yet, or maybe we're looking at something that isn't supposed to be here at all. Either way, videos like these keep showing up, and whatever these UFOs are, I don't think they're going anywhere. And I'm sure as heck not finished covering them for you. So, what do you think they are? I'm Josiah with Paranormish, and once again, it's been a pleasure. Until next time, keep your eyes to the sky, because you never know what you might see. Stay curious.